Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Maria. I see
Good
you're out in the
morning.
out in the garden area today. It looks very beautiful there today. Uh, so very sunshiny
Mm-hmm.
and still green. Very nice. So today and mornings with Cynthia and Maria. Welcome to Mornings with Cynthia and Maria. I've just got to
Mm.
take care of this one little doodad here, and
Do you take care of your doodad?
I'm taking care of my doodad. It's a good thing I know what my doodad is.
Mm. Somebody's got to know what the doodad is.
Exactly. So, okay.
Ring
Ding, ding,
that
ding, 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 ding,
notification
ding,
bell
ding.
and watch it till the end.
Till the end.
We have to say that at the beginning.
We do. We're getting better. We're getting
Watch it
better.
at the end and then place this in the beginning.
I can do that. I'll do that. So,
Watch
watch
our
to the
social.
end, share, like, subscribe.
Mhm.
And so, this part of the show is going to the beginning of the show.
Whew.
This show is about winter gardening. When
So
Go
we
ahead.
can say our zones, right? I'm Connecticut.
Yes.
I'm zone 6 and 5, depending on where you
Nice.
are in Connecticut.
Nice. And do you know why you're in those two zones? Because you're on the ocean side. What is that, the Pacific or Atlantic?
It
I don't
is
know which ocean that
Pacific.
is. Pacific. Okay. No, you'd be
No,
Atlantic.
Atlantic.
Atlantic. Because Pacific is Washington State,
Yeah, that was very
California.
bad.
So it's all good.
Yeah,
But
Atlantic.
the living close to water changes the grow zone.
And it gets cold
Yeah,
here.
yeah, it's
Not
a
as cold as
whole,
Minnesota, but
but
we're
it's a
still
different kind of cold. It's a cold to your
New
bones.
England cold, close
Yeah,
to Boston.
yeah, it's cold to your bones. Like
Hmm
like your winters would kill me. Oh my God, I would just be because I've had so many surgeries that uh, I wouldn't be able to. I'd be on hot pads
Your
or
winters are
in.
pretty bad too. You
Yeah, but
get,
we're more dry. We're more dry. We
yeah.
get like uh winter is just like anywhere from 0 to 20, 30, 40 below, and some winters are worse than that, lower than that. It's like being in Alaska, Alaska's winters,
Hmm
in some areas of Alaska. Coastal towns and cities in Alaska are um, they've got that bitter, humid cold, moisture cold. So um, So I'm surprised. Zones 5 and 6. That's really awesome. So you could actually grow plants that are in zone like
we're even zone 7 in some parts of Connecticut.
wow. Um,
Yeah, it's 5, 6, and 7. And zone 5 is the extreme north part of the state. Zone
okay.
6 is most of the state with the winter minimums of 0 to -10. And zone 7 is the southern coastal region, including a
Wow.
large area along the, Long Island Sound, because,
Yeah.
right across from Long Island Sound.
Wow. So here in
Yeah.
Minnesota, our where we're at, in northern Minnesota, we're like 2 hours drive from the Canadian border, where it gets bitter, 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 bitter cold. We get bitter temperatures. Our
Mm.
winters can start in the fall and they go
You get some
to
heavy snows, though. You get like
off and on. Off. We get a lot of snow
huge amounts of snow.
compared to
So
some
much more than
places.
us.
But imagine the lake effect snow. The lake effect snow, those people get piles of snow.
Yeah.
Um, but here our grow zone is 0 to 3. I believe there is a 0 grow zone, and that would be like Siberia, uh, in the coldest parts of Alaska. Let me look here. grow zones, growing zones in the U.S. Okay, plant growing zones in the U.S. Let's look at that one. Okay, we're going to look at this here map. So, all right. Okay, so I'm sorry, there's not a zone 0 or a zone 1. It starts at zone 2 and goes to zone 10. So here are, let me bring up this map. This looks like a good map here. And we'll go get, that looks like, okay, USDA gardening zones. Let's go to that map. No, I want to see the map, please. Okay, I don't want Martha Stewart. I don't want anything to do with Martha Stewart. Thank you very much.
She's friends with Snoop Dogg.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
Sorry, I almost spit up in
Swallow, Maria, swallow. Okay, so here are the United States gardening zones.
Listen, it's late. I was like, oh, I see them.
You see them all right?
Yeah. I was saying
hand's a
it's
little
late.
shaky.
Atlantic was Pacific. That was very bad.
That's all right. It's all good.
For me,
she hasn't had enough coffee yet this morning, so.
That was so bad.
No, it's okay. It's all right. I mean, it happens, right? It happens. So the zone 3, which is where I'm at, zone 3.
I'm being a piggy. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was
Punishing
having
myself
venison
with calories.
for breakfast.
Got the wrong, not thinking correctly. Just keep eating. Go ahead.
That's right. There you go. So zone 3 for me is temperatures of -40 to -30 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
So your zone is green. Let me see here now. Oh, doggone it. There we go. Okay. Let me see this zone here. Okay, so your zone 4, I would imagine you would also be in a zone 4.
No, 5, 6, and 7.
Okay.
I don't know if you can. You can't see. It's horrible, but I can't hold it. I can't. Look, I'm disappearing. I can't.
I know.
It. Oh, there.
She's a magician. Holy cow.
You can't see it. There it is. No, it's 5, 6, and 7.
Okay, so zone 5 starts at -20 to -10 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
And will go up to zone 7, temperatures of 0 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit above 0.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really, really awesome. It just surprises me that you're at such high zones planting for gardening.
Yeah.
You know, what that means is that if you live in an area where Maria lives and it shows, let's see, Rhode Island, Connecticut, the ocean, the Atlantic side of New
Part
York.
Of Boston?
New Jersey, um, all along those that east coast there, except for Maine.
Oh,
Maine
it's
is
freezing.
a zone 5 um, at the Atlantic side is a zone 5.
But so are
And
we, 5, 6, and 7.
yep, but they're a zone 5 around the coast. You're 5, 6, and 7. They're a zone Maine, New Hampshire, uh,
I
what's
love
the
New
one
Hampshire.
next to New Hampshire? Uh, New
Mm,
Hampshire. Oh well, I have no mind right now.
it's okay.
So it's good.
We get
But
like a lot of the red maples. We get the hollies, the eastern hemlocks.
we
That
have a holly
stuff.
growing out in the woods.
We have about 4 different species. By the way, I'm just learning about all this stuff, and I talking about Atlantic and Pacific. When my guy was ordering all the stuff, I said, I want hollies. I want hollies everywhere. We've got hollies in front of the door. We have Dragon Lady holly. We have an American holly.
Ooh.
I love Dragon Lady hollies. We have an American holly. Then we have these other hollies that are in the back. The ones with all the berries I showed you. They're like a holly bush. I don't know what they're called. I'll find out. But I did not know we have 3 of those in pots. And I
Ah.
did not know that you needed uh, females and males, a combination for
Oh,
them to
right, to
marry.
pollinate.
I was like, he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get 2 females, or I'm gonna get. I was like, what are you talking? I'm so,
It's just like grapes.
I'm so
Grapes, you
naive
got to have
on this stuff.
you got not, but not everybody knows that. You've got to
Now I
have
do.
uh, apples need a pollinator, grapes need a pollinator. So you have to have, if you're looking at propagating, some plants require male and
Well,
female.
apparently that holly does. And so
Oh,
I'll find out. I'll
holly.
take pictures. Maybe for our next show, I can take some pictures of the hollies we have and I can show you the different
Ooh.
ones. We've got like black birches and sugar maples
Oh, that's a
and
pretty one. The dragon lady.
dragon ladies are beautiful.
This is the dragon lady,
They're
holly.
they're gorgeous. They're much more dense than the American holly. We have one American holly, beautiful tree, not as pretty as the dragon lady.
Yeah,
Eastern,
that's really beautiful. I
yeah,
bet
it's
that would grow
gorgeous.
here.
It's gorgeous. We black cherry trees, American arborvitaes, and then we did a lot of just the boxwoods, the different
Yeah, yeah.
boxwoods. So we shaped them round. Some of them are just like hedges.
Hmm.
Oh, we got the green giants too.
Nice,
Really love green giants. I never
nice,
really
nice.
liked them before, but we
Yeah,
staggered them,
yeah.
and I think they're very pretty.
Awesome. So,
And yeah.
and so the important thing about winter gardening is knowing it's not just about knowing your zones, it's about knowing, can you still dig in the ground?
Yeah.
Here, you can't dig in the ground anymore unless you've got a drill that's going to drill down for you. Otherwise, I just had a lady beetle land on me. Doggone it, those lady beetles. Um,
Yeah.
but
Screw you, Lady Beetle.
yeah, but in Connecticut, I bet you can still dig in your ground.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Today it
See,
snowed.
yeah,
We had snow for
awesome.
a couple of seconds. I mean, it covered everything, but then it started to rain. So,
So that therein lies the difference, okay?
yeah.
That where you're at, you're still able to dig. Where I'm at, and parts of Alaska, the zone 2 and zone 3 areas, for winter gardening, you've got to get, if you're planting outdoors, if you're planting perennials, first you want to make sure that the perennials you're looking to put in your yard or in your gardens, you need to make sure what zone they're safe to grow in. Some plants need to be a specific zone. So in Maria's case, her plants, her perennials would have to be for zone 5, 6, or 7. For my zone 3, zone 2 and 3, some areas of northern Minnesota up here and into Canada and into Alaska are zone 2 and 3 areas.
My Lord, you're losing.
We might be able to get away with
we've got to learn how to do this, Cynthia.
Yeah, I know. Some areas can be zone 4 up here, but we have to mulch the heck out of it. I mean, you plant it and then you put a bunch of mulch.
We did a lot of mulch and we did a lot of wood chips.
Yeah.
The wood chips we did because they were free.
Ah, is that from when you had your trees taken down?
When you get,
right?
No.
Oh.
My gardener who did my last house, he has a friend, so he's like, it's a free. I was like, that's the number I like. Wood chips everywhere.
Yes. Very good. So yeah, you have to be mindful of where you're planning on putting your flowers and your hedges and your hollies. We actually have hollies, and I wonder if it's this dragon lady holly. I gotta look that up. I gotta see.
They're my favorite holly, by the way. The dragon ladies are so my favorite holly.
I want to find out what zone they grow in. They grow 6 to 8 feet, reaching a mature height of 10 to 20 feet with a spread of 4 to 6 feet. Wow. Okay. It would not grow here. Hardiness zones 5 through 8. So yours will do beautiful.
They're really pretty.
Let me see what hollies grow up here, because we have a wild holly growing in the woods. I want to try and find it again so I can mark where it's at. I picked the berries off, and I picked the leaf and the berries off it last year and took a picture of it, and that's what it is. It's a holly.
Yeah.
Let's see, wild hollies that grow in
Hollies are my favorite trees and bushes
Minnesota.
are hollies. They're my favorite. I'd have hollies everywhere and not use anything else.
Okay, so here they're called winterberry. Winterberry is a native holly of eastern North America and reaches the western edge of its range in Minnesota. Excuse me. Its flowers are flavored by bees, and it's an important winter food source for birds and small mammals.
Okay.
Let's see. What is the most cold tolerant of the hollies? Winterberry. So winterberry, and see, now I'm going to show you this because this looks like your dragon holly. Not quite as deep green as yours, and the berries aren't as translucent.
Yeah, it's
as
very
yours,
similar.
but very similar.
Very
to yours.
similar.
The leaf is very similar. It's got those little spikies on it. Let me see here. Sorry for the glare there, folks. It's just we'll figure this shit out. Give us a couple of years. We'll figure it out, all right? We're not
There's
technical
also
geniuses.
something called the white butterfly bush.
Ooh.
Huckster white butterfly bush, but it's a butterfly bush. Look at that. It is absolutely stunning. I don't know if I can get uh the picture of it. Let me get this away. Yeah.
Like maybe some of these.
I can't get, oh, there it is. There it is. Not the best, but it's a white butterfly bush. There, you kind of got it, but
Yep,
that's
that
it.
one.
That's
Okay.
it. This
Okay.
is what happens when you want a background.
Yeah,
This is what happens.
you
can't,
disappear.
yeah, you can't function this way. It's like horrible.
Let's
Horrible.
see.
Okay.
Store rating. Let's see what that is now. If that, because I know we can grow butterfly bushes up here.
I love butterfly bushes.
And oh, the grape butterfly bush. That one grows up here. Boodlia. Boodlia. Let me see here. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Let me see.
Look at that one.
Oh, that's so pretty. That's really nice. Now, what's that called? That's a butterfly bush also?
Yep, that is a purple butterfly. It's called a little LIL apostrophe grape butterfly bush.
Okay.
And Home Depot carries that. So, you know, the most important thing you want to do is when you are looking at preparing your winter garden,
Yes.
you definitely want to, number one thing, look up what zone you're in. Go online, type in the search, what planting zone is northern Minnesota. It'll tell you 2 and 3. Okay. So they do have, there has been developed over years roses that will grow in
We
zones
have
2 and
white
3.
roses that are winter roses that we have outside around our pond. Not, well,
Wow,
not our pond,
beautiful.
our water fountain.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
We have wild iris that grows up here around lakes
Pretty.
and ponds. We have, well, the wild holly, winterberry. Now, I'm not sure, I'll look into it, but I'm thinking humans can eat the winter berries as well. But I'm going to look that up and check that out. Yeah, look into it. Now, one of the things we can do is we can show people like how to start when you have seeds, like save your apple seeds, save your or if you have seeds in your orange, save your orange seeds, save your lemon seeds,
Avocado, can you save those?
save your avocado seeds, and your mango, save your mango seeds.
I love mango.
They're mango.
I love avocado too.
Oh, avocado is good too. One of my two.
I put a lot of garlic in mine.
And
Love garlic in my
if you
avocado.
like, oh, I've never tried that. I'll have to try that.
I do a salt and a garlic mix.
Okay, I'll have to try that. I've not tried that
like
before.
it.
I like salt on it, but and I just like to eat it. Just
I love it.
it's so good. It's so good. And you can use the seeds now. You can use the seed. The seed is considered a nut.
Fresh avocado once a week. Like my little dip, that's my meal.
The avocado seed is actually considered a nut, and you let it dry out. The outer cover of it, you let that dry out, you peel that off, and then you can actually roast that nut in the oven, chop it, cut it in little slivers, and roast it in the oven and use that in salads.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to tell you about another tree that I think, you're not zone 5. It's 5 through 9.
No.
What are you?
We're zone 3.
9. You can't, because look at, there's another one, and it comes in bushes. It also comes in like more of a tree. It's called the dappled willow. Dapped. Yeah, it's
Dapple
a
willow.
tricolor dappled willow. So freaking pretty with white flowers. They almost look like feathers.
Oh, I see that. Is it a tree or a hedge?
It's a hedge, but it comes in
It can
it's
also
not a
be a
but it
tree.
has like it looks like a
Whoa.
tree.
And it's fast growing.
Dappled willow tree. There is a tree. And that's zones 5 through 9. Just if you want to know. The dappled willow tree. And yes, the tricolor willow tree. It does come in a tree.
Dappled willow. Let's look at the tree.
Tricolor willow tree, it's called.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? Let's look at this
That's
one.
gorgeous.
Okay. This is the dappled willow.
That's really pretty.
Isn't
And that you can
beautiful?
have a hedge, and it also is a tree.
Yep.
You can get it in a tree form. There's also something called the twilight rose shrub. Check that one out. And that one is also zones 5 through 9.
Okay.
What zones are you, Cynthia?
Three.
2 or 3? Only 3?
2 and 3. 2 is colder than 3.
Okay.
What did you call that? What kind of tree was that? You just
Oh,
said?
I'll tell you right now. Hold on. Hold on. Where did I the rose shrub?
Oh yeah.
The red spruce grows here, the black spruce grows here, the pitch pine grows here, the red pine grows here. I mean, there's
those grow
beautiful.
A lot of
Eastern red
a
cedar.
lot of the pines grow here.
How about the cedar, the red cedar, eastern red cedar?
Yep, I think that grows more closer to the cities.
And Atlantic white cedar also.
Okay.
I am looking up yours though. So,
okay.
Okay. So for you, it's cold temperatures with zone 2 being colder than zone 3. Zone 2 is colder than zone 3. You know that?
Yeah,
okay,
I know
good.
that.
Okay. So let's see what you guys need to know. Where is zone 3 in the United States? Well, let's tell you, zone 3 plants can withstand cold temperatures of 40 Fahrenheit to 30 Fahrenheit. The upper Midwest states and some northeast states hold most of zone 3. Northern parts of Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, from Wisconsin, Wyoming, New York, and Maine.
Yep. The uppermost part of Maine is a zone 3. So there's zone 3, zone 4, and zone 5 and 6. 5, yeah, in Maine. So it's really about, bottom line is doing your winter gardening. We're going to wrap it up with this.
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing your winter gardening, please consider your zone. If you're going to have your plants inside, winter them over. That's one way to save plants that are not winter hardy in your area. Otherwise, do look at your zone before planting your garden, or just looking at a plant and say, oh, I really like that plant. I think I'll plant that in the yard.
Well, you know what grows in your zone that's the same as mine is the junipers. And we probably put over 150 junipers all over my property.
Wow, I could have sent you some because they grow wild here.
Yeah, well, we did 150, and if you've got some, please send them to me. Because besides the holly, I'd rather have junipers and holly over roses. Sorry,
Okay.
buy me a bush.
Okay. No,
but the shrubs that grow in your zones before we wrap it up are the serviceberry, juniper box, elder, potted honeysuckle. The perennials are creeping phlox, Phlox, aster, daylily, iris, and I'm going to say this wrong, peony?
Peony.
Peony. Thank you.
Some say
Um,
peony and some say peony.
That's
Some
fine.
say tomato, you say tomato, I say
The
potato,
flowers,
you say
Iceland
potato.
poppy, Arctic poppy, Siberian iris, and the trees are apple trees, hardy varieties, cherry trees, hardy varieties, and pine trees.
Thank you, Marie.
Now we're going. Now we'll say goodbye.
Oh, let's say goodbye.
But let me ask you about the mulch. Just one question
Mulch,
about.
yes.
So I have the most beautiful neighbors where I moved. I have a couple of great neighbors and the other that I'm still close to, but these neighbors are just so fantastic. And my next door neighbor, he loves the wilderness. We live in it. It looks like we just are surrounded by trees. Not so much like Cynthia, who's on huge property of 44 acres, but we have a lot of trees here. So one of my neighbors, and they all love nature, and they all love everything very natural for the earth. Okay, they're very earthy people, and I love them. But one of my neighbors said, don't put mulch because of all the dyes in the mulch and it seeps into, now we have well water. So that's the kind of scary thing here. Anything you put into the earth seeps into your water system.
Yes.
So even though we have a very elaborate water system, like in my home, so that where it's purified,
Right.
you still have to worry. So let me ask you about mulch and dyes. There's is it Peabody or P something? Oh,
Peat.
It's P, no, but it's P something. It's not peat. It's a mulch that's called, my gardener always tells me about it. It's called sweet pea.
Oh, interesting.
Sweet
I've never
pea
heard of that.
mulch. Sweet pea mulch, I'll send it to you. And he says that it's an organic, more natural mulch.
Huh. Okay.
So
You
it's
know, a
called
lot of
sweet pea.
go ahead. A lot
ahead.
of what a lot of loggers will do when they're logging is they will take the scrappies and
Yeah.
they will turn it into mulch. And so
Okay.
that's mulch with no dyes. That's totally natural. And so, yeah.
Let me say sweet pea mulch. So that's the last question. So I was going to ask you, do you know any more natural kind of mulch that you can use?
Yeah, cedar. You can use cedar. But
Okay.
the thing about cedar mulch is it attracts spiders. So unless you're fond of spiders, don't get cedar mulch.
Okay, I'm gonna make a correction. So over he speaks a different language.
Oh,
So
okay.
okay, so when he speaks to me, it's with a very heavy accent. But sweet peat, it's sweet,
Peat. Okay.
and it's 4 great products in one. It's a stunning looking mulch.
Mulch. There it is.
Now I'm looking at it. It looks like a very beautiful dirt. It doesn't. It's very dark.
It is very dark.
See it? Oh, my
Yeah,
alarm's going
yeah.
off, waking me up.
Ah,
See it?
There you go.
Do you have it?
Yep, I do. This is it right here. The darker
It's
one.
the
that
darker
looks-
one, but
there.
he says it's healthier.
Yeah. See that
Yeah,
that
that's
mulch,
it.
that sweet peat, that comes from I think that comes from trees. Let me see here. And it's a beautiful mulch. Just beautiful, beautiful. The best mulch on earth.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from Ohio.
Yeah.
Uh,
So we have that around my property. We're trying to
Very
go
nice.
organic.
yeah, yeah. Well, there's all kinds of stuff in soils today, you know. You have to be so careful. We have a well. We have well water here. And so we're very careful. We have a septic system that has a big drain field. So,
So
you
do
know,
we.
so you have to be mindful of what you're dumping in the ground. Absolutely.
And I'm lucky that I have neighbors that are very well informed on this
Yep.
because
Yep.
I'm not. I'm learning
Yep.
through Cynthia and my neighbors.
We learn something every day.
Yeah.
It's great to learn a new thing every day.
Mhm.
So,
And to
With
drink
that
my
said-
coffee before the show so I can be more awake.
so with that said, thank you all so much for joining our show today. I hope we've answered some of your questions about winter gardening. And remember to like, share, subscribe, and of course, wait for it. We'll see
And
you
do
there.
the Cynthia and Maria dance. We've been doing that for years. And
For
I
years.
have no idea why. If
Because
you
I'm
watch
putting
our
music
earlier
on.
shows, we did that, and I'm like going, why? But we did.
Because now we have music. Now we can do music on it.
I know.
Woohoo.
We gotta pick out some pretty music, some whimsical,
Yeah.
beautiful music.
Whimsical. Okay, yes, I can do that. We'll do whimsical music
Whimsical music.
for
And
our garden
also,
show.
and also, you've got to do something dramatic when they say Pacific at the
Okay.
beginning. It has to be like
Dramatic.
dramatized music. Da 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 dun. Maybe with like a brain like
Dun, dun,
exploding
dun,
where my
dun.
brain's not working at the right answer. You know, like a little like on the side, the brain's like, you know.
Yeah.
Forget it. Just
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for sticking with us to the end. Stay blessed and
Bye.
stay
Ooh.
safe out there. We love you.
bye.
Bye for now. Till next time, we'll see you again.